So I'm gonna let this play out. Hopefully this isn't too loud. They went full ham on this.
Once upon a time, humanity was on the brink of destruction. By the invasion of alien organisms from outer space. People pinned their last hope on a small trans-dimensional fighter. Hi, how's it going? Now you are about to go into the start sequence.
Interesting seeing these scenes all rendered out and everything, because there were like glimpses of this in some of the earlier games where they do like the startup sequence and stuff.
The start sequence has been completed. Are you ready to take off? Good luck.
I don't recognize Jade Ross. I feel like I should. Well, I can always look this up. Oh, there's a wiki entry for this. Oh, you know what? Okay, this makes... I was wondering why this sounded significant. Okay, this makes a lot more sense now. I should have recognized this. I just hadn't played... I haven't played R-Type Command / Tactics in forever. Interesting reference. Wow, okay. So, Jade Ross is the commander from R-Type Command or R-Type Tactics. And so, that's kind of amazing actually, the way that this references. And I'm just double checking this. Yeah. Is this from the first game? No, this is from Bitter Chocolate. Okay. That's why I didn't recognize it. So it wasn't from the first game, and I never played Bitter Chocolate. I really should see if there's a localization for that. I'd love to do streams of both R-Type Command again / Tactics, and then the sequel that never made it to the U.S., which is Operation Bitter Chocolate. Both I'm sure are going to be great. First game was awesome. Second one was fantastic. Or second one was only in Japan, but I'm sure it's fantastic. Let's take a quick look around. So I did go through much of this before, but this is basically this is very similar to what you saw in the first R-Type final, where you've got space for 100 ships, or really 101. The 99 that you can unlock normally, and then the 2 extra you can get. I think it was just the 2, right? I don't remember which one's which. It was like... It was Curtain Call, Grand Finale, and... I didn't even remember what the order was. Last Answer, yeah. Last Answer is 99, Curtain Call was 100, and 101 was Grand Finale. And you had to unlock everything else before you were allowed to play them, but they were able to use every force, every bit, every missile, everything. So, my understanding is that they're probably not going to be putting in all, all 101 ships, but I do know at the very least that at least like Last Answer and stuff are going to show up. So I wonder what actually is going to happen then. Like, they have a pretty decent roster of stuff that they're planning. I mean, way more than this. They only give you a small. There's something like, I think, 15 to 20 at least that's been confirmed. Something in that range. But then it's not like if the game plays out like Final does, like the first game, they could easily offer DLC packs for the rest of them. Because there's not a significant, like, with the exception of like Cerberus and stuff, there aren't really many like Bido System Alpha, like some of the earlier, there's a couple ships that were shown in like more or less the end of Final / in Delta and stuff, that like those did have story related stuff. But everything else could just be slotted in, and that was just that was covering the development of all the rest of the ships. So I don't believe I can unlock. I can. Not okay. Yeah. So one thing is that not only do I need to be able to afford it, which I can't yet, but I do need to beat there are stage requirements. Are there like time requirements as well? I know Final had like time requirements. You needed to play like a certain amount of hours with a ship or whatever. Yeah, like this one has no stage requirement, but I obviously can't afford it yet. Okay. There was some other stuff here as well. I think there was some story stuff. So they go over all of the basic whether it's your controls and your force stuff and the dose gauge. Hey, Zach. All this is pretty standard stuff. Yeah, it was interesting seeing that you had a couple extra options. You had you have like not only all of like the what is it, Grace Note kind of stuff. It's been so long since I've played any R-type game. I've basically been laser focused on getting a chance to play this, that I don't remember the names of everything, but they had like the radar ship, the ones with the I can't remember what they're called, the wave cannons that are basically just like a big beam laser. They've got the fusion one from Delta. Or Delicatessen. Sexy Dynamite, let's go. I don't know like what my favorites would be. Like I tend, like, the moment I unlocked Grand Finale and Curtain Call and everything, I think I was mixing like Leo Force and like the top end Giga Wave Cannon and something else, just blasting through stuff just to blow off steam. I don't even remember. There was a force unit that when you launched it, it would expand out into like a large like energy sphere and then have two extra ones spinning around it. But it's been so long. I mean, I still have the copy of the game literally on my coffee table. I was going to take a picture of that with the little capsule figure I've got and make that my tweet, but I didn't get around to it. Let's see. Alright, Humanities developed many weapons over the course of the Bido invasion. The Force, a truly indestructible weapon realized through conversions of harvested Bido. The Wave Cannon, a weapon with the destructive power of a battleship's primary cannon, be capable of being assaulted on a small-sized craft. Got missiles. The bits. Got the couple of intro cutscene shots from Final. The previous military operation, Last Dance, was initiated with the goal of developing a craft able to utilize all of these weapons, the ultimate interchangeable fighter. of which there are 3. Once realized, humanity successfully struck the source of the Bido. The objectives of the current mission, R-Type Final 2, are to compile the military history of the war between humanity and the Bido, and to pass down the know-how for anti-Bido weapon development. Yet unpublished military records and war memoirs are required over the course of this compilation. As new war records are still being discovered, we foresee that this mission will stretch over a long period of time. Hey, Mac. Does it have the translation of Zero Wing? Not really. I mean, most of what you'll see ends up being these sort of like very short snippets of like sort of like pilot log speculation at the beginning of like Final and stuff. The first Final. And so, in recognition of their achievements, those who complete a certain amount of compilation work in relation to this mission will be given the right to change the revisional R-Type Final 2 title. Over and out. Can you modify what? You mean like ship colors and stuff, or do you mean just the like your force and bit selection? Hey, Kenj. The Arrowhead, equipped with a force wave cannon, was the first fighter deployed specifically against the Bido. Utilizes force, fire 3 types of laser. Using this craft as a template, further models were created to specialize for a variety of eventualities during the war against the Bido. Hey, and thanks for the follow. Alongside the R9 was the R9B, able to equip powerful missiles, the long-range ballistic type R9D, and the R9E, capable of reconnaissance and electronic warfare. There were further derivatives of these series, such as the Flamethrower Specialist, R9SK. That one is so rough to use. And the R9W used to test the magnetic wave cannon. This led to the creation of the R11 and R13, crafts capable of transforming into humanoid weapons based on the combat data from the R9 series. So the Bido version of that, is apparently called Cancer. Just flat out, just like that. They paved the way for the B series, which incorporated Bido technology in its structure. Due to the R9A's versatility, it was still being manufactured long after subsequent models had been developed, with numerous variations throughout its manufacturing history. This photo shows a late-stage mass production version of the R9A. So every while or so I'm finding myself looking to try to find if there's a good figure I can buy, besides the little capsule figure that I've got. And they're all like model kits, and I think I'm too stupid for model kits. I feel like I should buy like a simpler model kit, just to see if I'm capable of building something like that. Most of it, I think, should just be applying stickers and gluing shit together, right? I hope, but I wonder if I'm like good enough and patient enough for it. Yeah. Is that like a known brand? I keep saying the term Plamo or brand Plamo, and I don't. Is it like plastic something PLAMO? Plastic model. Oh, all right. I got it. It's something I'd like to explore, though. That may be a nice little hobby or something I could stream or something. Alright, first things first is set up my Jerp controls, because I don't play like a normal person. Is there anything else I want? This is probably fine. Oh, I do want to switch to the Japanese ending song. Yeah, okay. How is the audio, by the way? Is it good? This is the first time I've streamed a console game in forever. It's all in PC. Is the scat version good? I just figured that the Japanese version would either be like the primary original version or the one that everyone liked. Am I wrong? Alright, so suppose I should pick probably pick the hardest one first, which is going to be the shooting star. Because so when I was playing this on the Switch earlier, off stream, I got a chance to get a feel for how their tuning is, like numbers wise, and the photon belt wave cannon still is as piss weak as it's always been. I don't know what it's good for. There was a lot of stuff like that in the first game as well, where it seemed like a lot of the stuff that you got was just stepping stones to the better ships. With the exception of, like, you know, the regular and diffusion wave cannons and stuff, which were just leaps ahead. Okay, I'm not going to skip the demo this time. I'll let it play out. Should be pretty short. I think you get the ability to customize your character as well. There's some sort of something where they show you're like a character who looks like it's supposed to be you, like your pilot, like standing out next to their ship. I'll give the super edgy silent nod. There's me looking at the easy ship.
Glad to see you. Now, you are about to go into the start sequence.
It's cool that you get a chance to look at your ship a little bit better. Especially considering you can not only customize the color and stuff now, but there's like decals and stuff.
The start sequence has been completed. Are you ready to take off? Good luck.
I was super happy that the all of the sounds are very similar. The music in the first stage though is kind of strange though, because like the beginning of R-Type Final 1 was so had such like mysterious ambiance to it that having it instead be this like much more upbeat track is kind of strange for me. I'm actually gonna turn down the sound just a little bit. Where's like master volume? Do they? They don't have a master volume slider. They have everything else. This sounds more like one of the mini-boss tracks in the first game. I'm trying to remember what I even got with the when I backed it. I think this is the most I've ever put into backing anything on Kickstarter. But I don't remember... But I don't remotely remember what, alright, whatever. That was a poor showing. I don't remember what... Besides, like, just getting like the Switch version... I don't remotely remember what I got from backing it. I think I did, like, I guess the, maybe the soundtrack on top of everything else. I didn't really care too much about getting the soundtrack. I was happy to support the game at all. I mean, I'm not even going to be playing the Switch version as well, for the most part. I'm mostly just intending to just play the PC version and let that be it. And the Switch version will just be if I want to play it portable. And because it'll be Switch physical, I can always share it. If I want to try to get somebody to play some shmups. Poor showing today. I'm not really much of a fan of this particular ship. Also, were there any prior examples? Like, I know they had the case of, like, the mechanized Triceratops. I know they had I mean, you know, being, I don't know, I'm trying to think of, like, what other cases were there any other cases where it was, like, just, like, locked in ice like this, and you only fought the center head? I don't remember you, like, I know you fought one in Tactics. Yeah, there's no way into that. I should have gone forward. Was there a, I can't remember what the I want to start over from scratch. I can't remember what form you fought in Tactics. I could swear, like, it was, like, somewhat locked up or something, but I don't think it was frozen. Ooh, demo skip, though. So I didn't play a lot of R-Type. I played the Super R-Type, and I played, you know, actually I played Game Boy one a bunch. Don't think I ever got very far past the Battleship. I've beaten Delta, I've beaten Final, beaten Tactics, but I didn't play much until Delta. Like, I just didn't enjoy it that much. I was a Gradius fanboy, but, like, Final and Delta just kind of blew my mind. I might not have beaten Life Force. I played it. I think the first shmup that I really got into was Gradius 3. I think this is the only one with the extra charge. I think. No, something had a second charge. Do you get the second version of, I think that's what it is. I think you get the second version of this shit. Like yeah, you get the photon belt too, I think. I feel like R-Type overall better than Gradius. It's like I'm very specific as to which of them I like. Like Gradius 1 I really don't like, 2 and 4 I really don't like, 3 and 5 I like a lot, Gaiden I like a lot. I like Delta's probably my overall favorite. What's hard to say? I like the feel and theming, and I like the ships for R-Type Final, but I like the levels and everything for. I like the levels from Delta more, and Delta was nice in that there wasn't as much slowdown in a bad way. Here we go. Much better. I had never played Otomedius. I heard they were kind of hit or miss. I wanted to play them at the time though because they were new Gradius, and you know after like having nothing after 5, I wanted anything. Yeah. Although I gotta say, if I want to be that guy, my favorite Gradius game is Super Hydora. All right, so overall it's a short demo, but there's a lot of ships to play. Super Hydora, I think it's like there's basically like a running tie. My favorite horizontal shooter is probably Super Hydora. My favorite vertical shooter is probably Zero Ranger. I'm not really much of a fan of vertical shooters. So here's what I was talking about earlier, where they start showing all of the like. So they show you have some sort of character customization. You've got like tons of additional ships that you need, like, and customization options and stuff. Look, there's at least like 20 or 30 ships there. Enormous amounts of extra levels. I mean, it looks like they've got, what is it? The ecology stage from Final. Like, countercurrent space. Yeah. Even with the visual, with the screen effect. Well, I don't know if you'll have actually 99 or 101 or whatever, but... I'd imagine you'll probably unlock, like, museum entries, but not actually playable ships. Unless they're trying to temper expectations and give you, and they actually have 101 at the end, which would be mind-blowing. And it's so much work nowadays. Especially because since they're making high-res versions of, like, every ship. Maybe they're planning on it, because because not only did they have a really successful Kickstarter, but then they had like a couple extra rounds of funding afterwards, like 1 or 2 extra rounds, because people were like, "Oh wait, what? Don't close it so soon. We're going to put more money towards this." So maybe they got like enough money to say, "Screw it, we're just going to put together everything." All right, so I should be able. Let me go ahead and pop into the museum. It's nice that I'm not like waiting on like a. So, for anybody who's played Final originally on the PS2, there were some load times in that game. All right, I don't remember what the names of some of these are. Like one of them was called Grace Note, and I can't remember which one's which. Morning Star, Shooting Star, yeah. So this one has the 3-loop photon belt. Oh, you actually have to lock that in? Or no, you do it in the hangar, right? I remember this now, yeah. Okay, let's go through the ships that I suck with first. And then we'll go from there. It's interesting seeing more or less like just a high-res version of the same kind of layout that they had. Wasn't Balmung the name of the you had bomber ships in R-Type Tactics. Was that the name of the missile that they were using? There was some ridiculously strong missile you would use, and there was the incentive, especially if you were playing multiplayer, to just use them. And I think it was the radar ships that could use that could carry that. It was something like that. Something you could outfit as just a long-range bomber. And it was like in like how in MechWarrior, like you just do LRM racks left and right, or especially Mech Commander 1. I go old school. Striders, yeah. The super cheap ship. Alright, back to the photon belt thing that I suck with. I wanted that. I'm such a fan of these like long beam lasers that just sit there with sustained fire. And I just never could make it any good in this in R-Type Final. I just liked getting the full charge though and letting it go for a few seconds. Because I could swear there was like a third or fourth tier of that wave cannon. The second tier charge sound is my favorite. I remember letting it like, especially on the Ragnarok, just letting the Giga Wave cannon charge and just listening to that sound. Because it's like every time you hear it, you know you're getting ready to one-shot a boss. Just in this case, it's so weak. Should go pretty quick, I think, yeah. Oh, you know what? I was saying that I was going to be using the worst ship, but I'm not there yet. I haven't even unlocked the bad one yet. Haven't unlocked the freaking radar ships. Alright, I'm gonna skip that. I am excited as hell though to see the I didn't expect there to be that much preview of new stuff, like all the stuff in the release. Like they have, I'm hoping a lot of that stuff is real, and I like with the funding that they got, it's not like they have a lot of money to make like a giant fake marketing video. So I'd imagine a lot of it is like in-game like usable assets, you know, in-game compatible or just in-game assets. And the level stuff that they've got so far and the ships and stuff look real solid. I think it's not this one. It's this one? Yeah. Midnight Eye. With the obnoxiously frustrating... I never learned what to do with this thing if there was a special purpose of it. That was the one I was like when I was unlocking ships in the first game. This whole line of ships, these ones were the hardest to use. There were some that were really rough. Like one of them was like a mech style thing with a power bunker that was difficult to use. The one thing this did have going for it is at least the detached force can still fire, for better or for worse. I wonder what the music's going to be for the rest of the stages. I wonder... I'd hope it's not so triumphant as the very beginning of this stage was. Be over pretty soon, I think. There we go, okay. Oh man, so the full release is what, on the 27th, I think? '29th. Alright, let's see what else we can unlock. I think there's two more. I can get the... maybe three more. Let's see. Yeah, so I can only use... I can only use the, what is it, Shockwave? What is it called? Yeah, Shockwave Cannon from Adramelius. Not sure if that's a typo. I can never remember if it was... Was it Adramelius, and did they change it, or was it always spelled this way? This should give me, what, the R9, the Delta. Yeah, and I think I can't unlock anything else, yeah. Wait, hold on a sec. Nah, okay, fine. Wasn't sure what was gonna pop out from here. So, I guess... How many loops is this one? Just the two? Yeah. I think I'm gonna go ahead and, I'm gonna do the Delta... Let's do the Delta, the Andro, and then the regular Arrowhead in that order. And that'll be in reverse difficulty order. Because Delta won't be good for the boss. Man, the fast load times for this. are just such a strange thing for me. When normally, like, having like my last like R-Type and even Gradius experiences were like PS2, PS1 era, and it was like you're just gonna go grab a sandwich or something while you wait for the load. It's even pretty fast on Switch. I mean, I guess the Switch's media isn't that slow. Just a slower console. It's not a lot for it to load anyways, though. It's mostly just for it to render. Kind of feel like they buffed the wave cannon on this. Like the first tier charge seems stronger. It's well stronger than I would say like the first time you fight one of the mech dudes in well you like really early on in Final One you fight just like a red one that's takes a while to kill. Like, I mean, not, you know, not a long time, just not instant. I don't think two tier 1 tier 1 wave cannon shots are gonna do it. I wonder what their approach is for balancing in this game. In Final, I felt like you had a lot of really weak ships, and some that one-shot bosses. The red laser on the basic ships looks so nice. It is. Guess we're gonna chill at the top then. Oh, that was a double kill, I think. I thought I was going to finish it. That might have been a double kill. I guess it wasn't that close. No, it was pretty close. All right, time for a Adramaleus, and then the regular arrowhead. I don't remember the arrowhead having a two like the original arrowhead. I thought the standard wave cannon didn't have a second tier charge. Is that new in Final 2? Oh, they've even got... Well, they got a couple. So, okay, that's interesting. They show the Bido stuff. Yeah, so is there a hidden Bido ship you can unlock? Were there ever any input-based cheat codes in R-Type that I could try to see if I could unlock Bido ships? Because they show Bido System Alpha in the middle, like if you like, it even comes out to kind of just chill on the stage if you're on Bido difficulty. Surely there's no. I bet if you let it live, you probably have to let it live. Nobody's probably thought of that. Somebody's probably tried it. I bet. I'll have to figure out what ship I can try and see if I can let that live. Maybe you'll unlock it. It's a secret unlock. I feel like the tracking on this on the final 2 version of this force. So the version in Delta, I felt like was way more aggressive. Maybe they tuned it to where it's maybe, yeah, it seems like it's actually now based on maybe it always has it, I never noticed. Has it always been based on the level of your force unit? Stuff I hadn't really paid attention to, you know, so many years ago. I'm hoping that there's a stage similar to Twisted Ecology, where basically every time you go through it and loop back around, it's you change the nature of the level. Here's where I gotta be careful now. I gotta make sure. I'm gonna try to let this guy live if I can. I don't know if that unlocks anything or not. Crap, I missed the red laser. It doesn't matter that much. Close. Oh, really? It's... I knew the hitbox was really, really big. I know that's been an R-Type final, or an R-Type thing for a while. I forgot that it was that big, though. Nah, I might have missed whatever. If there is a Bido ship unlock, then I probably messed it up. Ah, you dick. I should have just stayed at the top. I like how they kept the arm going backwards when you grab it. It's kind of a nice touch. Yeah, it's much faster if you just let the force do it. It wasn't even max charge too. Or max tier. All right, let's what's left? I think it's just the regular arrowhead. No. Yeah. I don't know. Let's take a quick look. So, regular, we've got the Delta. I always thought the ship in Delta was like R9C or something. Goes to show how well I've been able to memorize all this stuff. I mean, there's 101 plus ships, 101 in final one. Yeah, just the arrowhead. Also, I like this. This is a great touch. This is such a fantastic touch. I'm sure they wanted it really bad too, because now you can look at your ships. They put all this work into making these awesome, super high-end models for the ships. Especially when you compare like the Delta and Final One ships. I mean, they did the job, but they were not nearly as just awesome to look at as this. You get your giant ship porn. Why can't these diffusion wave cannons be, or photon belt wave cannons be good? Also, I'm hoping that these get better, like more purpose later on. Like I'm hoping that maybe there's some special stuff. Like there's gonna be ship unlocks that are gonna require this, but I would hope that in the final game they maybe they have some special challenges that require you to like actually scan enemies and stuff. You know, even if they're optional or whatever, or required for the next ship or whatever. Also, I'm glad this is 60 FPS. That was a worry for me. That was a major worry. Switch version, not so much. Switch version kind of does what it can. Although, you know, it is a demo, and they'll have plenty of time to try to get some optimizations. It looked like on the Switch version they were trying to do some dynamic resolution stuff. Like, especially, it was super noticeable when you're in the hangar and you're switching ships. And here, I'm squinting and trying to tell if, like if you look at, for example, the venting at the top of the ship, I don't think they're doing it here. On the Switch, though, it's like when you switch ships, it's chugging. And it like there's a second where it gets clearer as you go. And, you know, I don't blame the Switch. The Switch is just not especially powerful. I would hope the in-game stuff for the Switch ends up getting smoothed out. Because it just, that would be just so great to have 60 FPS R-Type Final on the go. What would be even better, though, I don't even know if they'll be able to swing it, is if they could actually, this would be a big ask, but eventually do a HD port of the first game. That's obviously so pie in the sky. Alright. This is it. So it's interesting to see that even the pilot that you're playing as is a continuation of stuff from R-Type Tactics 2. And that makes me, more than ever want to go and grab a copy of Tactics 2 and play through that. Play through 1 and 2 in order. I know a small bit about the story for Tactics 2. And apparently you eventually... So the whole thing about... Like, the Bido only really exists because of humanity's dumb mistake. Where they're basically like, okay, there's a big, scary threat, there's another civilization that we need to kill. And they create this bioweapon, and they send it out. And that doesn't go super well. And their bioweapon comes back as the Bido. And they had to seal it away. They basically had to do like an interdimensional prison for these things. And so, obviously they managed to grow and evolve and reproduce in that space. And they come back, and a lot of that plays into, all of R-Type, basically. And R-Type Command / Tactics 1 goes and explores that. And there's an event that I thought was only in... the first game. But I might be mistaken. Maybe also something similar happens in R-Type Tactics 2. Need these crates to go. Ooh, I had to take it. But at some point, there's this homecoming event, at least in Tactics 1, where you go, you return, you realize that you finally had the realization that Earth is not welcoming you, and you bail, and you're mostly shot down. One ship theoretically escapes, and I thought that was what Jade Ross was in, but apparently there was another event similar to that in R-Type Tactics 2, I think. and that I'm not super sure about. I had poked into the wiki real quick because the Jade Ross had, so the ship that, like the command ship that that you're in R-Type Tactics 1, I believe was piloted by Jade Ross, and that's what gets transformed into Bido. And somewhere down the line, you actually do reach the initial target. The initial target for the Bido, the other civilization, and I don't remember how that went. Just remember reading about it. It was something like they got there, they fought their way to the other civilization, and then realized that they made the decision to turn around to just go back home, or just like go back to Bido space. Hey, Kunzer. I'm just finishing up the demo. I think I ran into ships for me to check out. I'm gonna double check though. So there's open slots for stuff, for like the next tier stuff, but these aren't going to be in the demo. It's going to be probably at least 20 to 30 ships in the full game. This is the strange thing. So they this one doesn't say that it is not in the demo. So all the rest of them say they're in the demo, except for this one. I should probably look at what number 40 was, because the rest of these numbers I think are the same. Let me double check. So, let me see. Oh, they're not going to be numbered order though, probably. Well, I could probably look up like game facts or something. Or let me see. Spacecraft. Do they number them here? No. Let me check. You see they're numbered in a game facts fact. What would number 40 be? These are numbered. So Adromalus is Adramalius or whatever. However you pronounce this. Is 42. So what number is this? Yeah, okay. So that checks out. So 43 will be Albatross. 40 is going to be Powered Silence. R9ER. Let me double check. 37 is Midnight Eye. Yeah, these numbers are matching up with the first game. 38 would be Owl Light. 29 Gray Snow. There's Gray Snow. Morningstar is 28. Yeah. Wow, this is crazy. I didn't think the numbers would completely match up. Let me check. So this should be 1, yeah. 2 is still going to be Delta. Yeah, I guess 2 was Delta. Warhead was R9C. I always forgot. That's number 9. That's going to be way down the line. There's Warhead. 3 is going to be Lady Love. 14, Delicatessen. Hey, wait a second. Were you guys asking about that earlier? About Delicatessen? There is a slot open for Delicatessen. So that's gonna... Well, it'll have... I don't necessarily know if it's just gonna have like a little museum thing. Like a little, like a statue like this, right? It might just be like an untextured model. but it could appear. And, you know, Last Dancer, Grand Finale, and Curtain Call, they're gonna all exist. All the way down here somewhere. And I'm assuming then in that case, then like Ragnarok and some other stuff had to show up. Like, why would you not want to have the Giga Wave Cannon with like the I don't even know, like 7 or 8 charge levels? Oh, that's gonna be fun. Let me take another. So nothing is unlockable here. Let me take a browse around. See what else we got. Yeah, the rest of this stuff's unlocked. Or not unlocked. Nothing here. Nothing new. Okay. Well, it's a good preview, especially the video that they show. The video that they show when you beat the demo and let it run is awesome. And it gave me, like, I wasn't sure, considering that, like, initially I had only seen just a little bit of the game, mostly, like, this first level, and some stuff that clearly wasn't in-game footage, some stuff where, like, the ship was moving very strange. So my initial impression was, like, I hope the rest of the game is solid, but then they show this video with so much stuff. It's a shame I can't, like, re-access it. I'd have to go and go through the demo again. I always look at the VOD, I guess. But the stuff that they showed in that video was super promising. So now I'm like way more excited for this because it looks like they got it. The only thing I want to know now is what the rest of the music's going to be like. I want more of the music to be like the late portions of the demo stage, because the beginning was sort of strange. The beginning. The first track you hear doesn't have that R-type feel to it. It doesn't feel, especially for Final, where Final starts so moody, you know, in the best of ways. But I'll definitely be there. I've already got the Switch version, kickstarted or whatever. I'll be getting a copy from that, and then I'll be getting the PC version when that comes out. Hopefully it's solid. And if it isn't, the PS4 version is definitely solid, so I can always jump on that.